I understand that a person learns more by listening and not by talking, but we sometimes find that we're in a situation where before the person finishes what they want to say, we already have the answer, or we think we have the answer, and we've got to interject. And maybe that spoils something, or they say, no, that's not what I meant, and it goes back and forth because of the interruptions. These are some things that we need to be careful about. So I want to talk to you about a couple of points that may be able to serve you in the future. So let's go and cue this. Hello everybody, welcome to Unplugged. My name is Sohail Hashmi, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you today to speak to you about listening. But before I talk to you about certain points, I would like to talk to you about a story that I'm sure you've been through many times, or even your friends with you have been through. Have you had that close friend, or that person's very close to you, that has said to you, I really need to talk to you, or you've said to the other person, hey, I've got a problem and I really need to talk because I need to work this thing out and we need to work out an answer for this. And so you meet and you sit down, the other person is composed and the person is listening, and you start out talking about what happened, and the person is listening to you and not interrupting, and they're listening and they're listening, and in the middle of the conversation, because that friend of yours is listening, or because you have a friend and you are listening, vice versa, you find that your problem, whatever it was, you found out a solution for it. And you found out the solution because the person was listening to you, because they took the time to listen. They weren't out on the mobile phone talking, they were listening to you. And before you even finish, there's a slight smile on your face saying, hey, wait a minute, I think I know what I want to do. Or even if you keep quiet about it, there's a certain understanding, I've taken everything out. I now may know what I have to do. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is the power and the art of listening. As you may know, I work in the media. So when you're working in the media, and there's many things happening, whether you're producing or directing or acting or whatever, there's points of view that need to be listened to and talked about. But everybody seems to be shouting at the other. Now I'm strong enough, or I have this thing that I can say, excuse me, can you just wait till I've finished what I'm saying? And they say, okay, yes, of course. And then I'm able to talk, and then they understand. And then sometimes I may even ask them to repeat if they understand it. And then they talk back to me, and then the perception is much better. We're on the same page. Trick is to get on the same page. But if you get interrupted all the time, and this is one thing which we must check ourselves, I also must check myself not to interrupt all the time as well. When we listen to what somebody is saying, then we may be able to get to that situation. I'm going to give you a couple of tips about this. One of the ways of actually listening and letting the other people know that you are actually listening is three things. I think nod, look, and smile. These are the three things that I try to use. One of the things that you can do is you can nod. This is not a nod of approval, but a nod of the fact that you understand that they're talking and you're listening to them. So it could be a nod. The other thing is the look. Look at them, or if you can't look at them, look at their face. You don't need to look at a mobile phone. They shouldn't know that you're looking at a mobile phone. You should be looking at them, or straight at them, or a part of them, their face or whatever, so that they know and you know that you're actually listening to them. And the third thing is to smile. Smile at appropriate times, like, okay, okay, yeah, right. Okay, you can probably say okay, and you can probably say carry on or whatever, so that they know, and the body language is there to let them know that you are listening. And I think this is a very important factor, and this thing can actually help in many ways in your life, and also in other people's lives as well. It's a very important way to actually get things done and to let people know that they are important, because when you listen to them, when you listen to people, then they feel respected. And it's all about respect, right? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Can you imagine what it would be like if children were taught the art of listening at school? that they could come home and actually listen to the parents, and the parents learn the art of listening so they can actually listen to what their children are saying. I have met those parents who actually listen and take time out and say, okay, what were you saying? And they're very good, and it's very good for the child and very good for the child's growth. And then when the children grow up and you are getting old, children actually listen to what it is that you are saying because they have been taught that. These days in these communities, I've met with children who don't really listen to their parents or don't have that interest. So do you blame the children, or do you blame the parents or the teacher? Whatever it is, the art of listening must be taught. And if there were certain times where I wasn't able to listen, I tell you, I have learned now to at least listen to what somebody is saying. Can you imagine how valued children would feel when their parents actually listen to them? Can you imagine a world with, hopefully, fewer divorces because married couples actually listened to each other? Listening is an important factor. I don't think that we give it the importance that we ought to. Something to think about. I hope that you have found this episode interesting as far as listening is concerned, and that we really should give it more importance. If you'd like to, please do press the red bell icon, and also if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe and share this with your friends. Maybe this could actually help someone as well. The other thing is, I'd like to ask you whether what you have done to make sure that you are listening to people, or if you have any stories about that, or how important you feel listening actually is. If you just let me know in the comment section, that would be very kind. Till we meet again in the next episode, regards to you and to your loved ones.